Hi there. Welcome to the MT4 product page for GMT Futures. The purpose of this video is to walk you through a bit of the layout of the site, and after that we'll go ahead and download and install a couple of programs. Please note that when we're downloading and installing, it really is just an example. We'll use these two that we see here, but this should really apply to any of the systems that we release for MT4. First thing I'd like to bring your attention to is the top right hand corner. You should see your first and last name with a menu, and you'll see an option to view or edit your account profile and log out. On your profile you'll see a few fields, namely your email address, which we also use as your username, the date and time your profile was last edited, first, last name, phone number, and your password. In an email, you likely received a temporary password for logging in. We do recommend you change that once you first access the site. This is just for security purposes. Subsequent logins, any changes you make to your profile, you only need to fill in the password field if you're planning on changing it. Otherwise, you can leave that blank. I'll go ahead and click cancel there. Here we see two primary sections. The top one is a list of any products that you have access to from GMT Futures. These can either be by trial, in which case you will see an expiration date, or a full license where there was no expiry and you may or may not see a product key that might be used for the installation process. In the bottom section we have a list that we've compiled of videos to help you navigate the steps and required for installing, getting set up on MT4, and to hopefully help you maximize the use of these systems on your platform. To help you find what you're looking for quickly, there's a couple of features to note. Each video will be in a specific category, so you can certainly filter by category by selecting one, and you'll see the list is filtered accordingly. You can see all of them by just selecting the blank category. You can also expand and contract each of the categories manually. The other thing you can do is, if you know a keyword that you want to search by, that is in the description of the video, you can actually enter it in here, and as you type or remove the letters, the list will be filtered accordingly. Hopefully that'll help you find what you're looking for quickly and easily. Okay, so what we'll do now is we'll go through the process of downloading and installing. You'll see here there's a download link for each of the products you have access to. And depending on your browser, you'll get an option to either run it directly or save to disk. We always recommend you save it to disk so you have access to it at a later date. However, if you do lose it and you do need to reinstall, you can always log into your site here and be able to download it again. I'm not going to run through the whole process of saving. I've done that before. This is scanning for any viruses, but naturally you just want to remember where you're saving the file to. I'm just going to go to the list where I've gone ahead and downloaded these programs. So one of the key programs we have is a Renko plugin for MT4. You need the plugin in order to run an Renko chart on your platform. Let's go ahead and click Run. As with any install on your machine in Windows, you do need to be the administrator of the machine, or at least have administrator rights. You may be prompted to install. Simply click Yes. And shortly thereafter you should see a wizard come up like this. And we'll go ahead and just quickly run through the process of installing. Okay, so you may be prompted for a product key. If you do have a product key for this product, it will be here. If that is the case, you can simply double click on this field, copy and paste, and enter it in here. If you only have a trial or you don't have a product key accessible at this point, you can leave this field blank and go ahead and click Next. And this will give you a 7-day trial of the product. Click on Accept and Next. And it's very important, what you want to select here is the root folder of the MT4 installation on your computer. Not really clear here, but that is what you want. Now typically you'll see that under C, Program Files, and then the name of the broker or platform that you downloaded. If you actually selected a separate location, as I did, then you want to go again to the root folder of that platform. You'll know you're there if you see the experts folder and other similar folders beneath the folder you're selecting. Now what it will do is it will automatically append Renko Bar's folder below your root folder. That's okay, that's what we want. When you've done that, you select OK and click Next. And install. And once it's done installing, you can click Finish, and you've installed the Renko plugin. The next install I'd like to demonstrate is the GMT V2 Trend Trader system. Now bear in mind, this is just an example. All installs for any systems that are released by GMT Futures for MT4 will follow the exact same pattern. So we're not going to have a video for every single install, but this should guide you through the same process you'll run through for any additional system. Now you could double click it, and in most cases that'll work, but depending on your security settings, you may need to specify administrator rights on installing. For that reason, I recommend, if you have the option, you simply right-click on the program and run as administrator. If for some reason you don't see that option, it either means you can double-click it and it'll work fine, or you're not an administrator of your machine, in which case you do need to gain administrative rights to be able to install any program. So we'll go ahead and run as administrator. Again, if you're prompted, click Yes. And you'll see a very similar, simple box come up for installing any of GMT Futures systems for MT4. Here you want to fill in your email address that you use to register or purchase the product. And similar to the Renko plugin, you want to select the root folder of your MT4 installation. Now if you remember, I stuck mine in a different spot, but again, the typical location you're looking for is typically under C, Program Files, if you did not specify anything different. So I'm going to go ahead and select my Go Markets, and then go ahead and click on the Register button. Now what this is doing is communicating with the GMT Futures server to properly register your system. If successful, you'll get a message just like this, and you can go ahead and click OK. And you have successfully installed your systems. Again, if you have any questions or issues during any of this process, feel free to contact support, Shane at gmtfutures.com. Thank you.